Well, here's some more stuff on the to-do list. This is a vintage, True Tone. And it says it has a steel reinforced neck. This belongs to a good friend of mine. What it does have is a big gap right here. And it's kind of been repaired, but I think what this needs is a neck reset, to be honest with you. When you look down the fretboard, it looks like a ski jump down there. Evel Knievel could have launched a bike off that thing. So I gotta make some decisions on what we're gonna do with it. The fretboard extension, that could be lowered. There's a shim under it, so it's possible that I can pull the shim. The neck needs to come off. That's the first order of business, and then we're gonna have to line everything up here, and if that shim needs to get narrowed, we're gonna do that too. The pickup on this thing, I don't know if that came like that or somebody screwed this on after. I do have the pick guard upstairs, the original pick guard. It was broke and repaired, but it's there. I kind of like it without the pick guard, but this thing sounds really, really good. The pickup looks like something, I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like you'd get one of those things on the top of a bicycle repair kit. You used them old round repair kits you'd have to repair your bicycle tires back in the day, and that's what it reminds me of. Like, you'd scuff up the rubber before you glued the patch on. Wild. It sounds so good, though. We got to get this going for my buddy Dan. And it's in really, really good shape. It's kind of a green burst. Nice guitar. It's, the bracing and all that's all intact and tight in it, so we just got to address the neck on it. And I'm pretty pumped to listen to this one again. I played it a couple times, and the sound was so good, but you could only play like the first 2 or 3 fret positions, and that was it. This has old bar frets in it too. We'll give him a shot. Maybe we can crown him up. That might help him. If not, I'm gonna talk to him about refretting it. Whatever it takes to play it. He's the same way. I know he's not gonna even question that, because he plays and he wants to hear this thing howl just like I do. So that is gonna be probably a whole series on that one. That's gonna take some work. So that's on the to-do list, and probably there's a few others. We'll have to dig around. Check these out, guys. These are old toys, metal toys. This one's got some buckle rash on it, and lots of this one's been played, guys. Holy, look at all that wear around the edges on that baby. Paint's worn right off it. I got to investigate it. Check this out. It's got a cardboard fretboard. They stapled it, and then must have stamped the lines for the frets. It's got like old banjo kind of tuners. Kind of neat how the strings go in. Again, look at the cardboard fretboard. It's all de-lammed, stapled on. Metal. Pretty neat. Now this one, I guess, would be the banjo. right? And again, it's got the cardboard fretboard stapled to the wood, neck through. Look at that. All right, now I gotta show you guys this because this could be important. It looks like a C A R L O A S. Is that Carlos? Could it be? Maybe this was his first guitar or something. Who knows? This one's been played. It's got a lot of. This one's got the neck joint in it too. Look, it's got the neck block. I mean, these are well made. Well, Carlos, if this is yours, dude, you know, I'll swap you straight up. You know, like a Paul Reed. If dead even, you can have them both. Let me know. There's some more record players in the lineup to make pedals out of. I figured I'd show you guys this. That's me in the 70s. Just a young fella. Check out the homemade pants. They must have been hand-me-down from my brother or something. Too long. Looks like I was going for a D minor or something. I don't know whatever happened to that guitar, but that was all plastic, but it had got strings on it, and you actually could tune it. It had tuners, and you could play it. So the story goes, my dad told me that I kept going over to him while he was playing and trying to strum his, so they figured they'd get me something to, you know, keep my hands away from his and damaging his guitar, so they bought me that. Funny story is, I just refretted the guitar that they were trying to keep me away from a couple weeks ago. True story. It's a big circle, ain't it? I want to do a video on this thing too, guys. You ever heard of these? Hughes and Kettner Cream Machine. I'm going to say that was around 1990s, early 90s, maybe late 80s. This thing is insane. That is probably the best sounding plexi tone you will ever hear in your life. It's actually a 1-watt tube amp too. Like, you can plug this into a 412 cabinet and it will, you know, it's not crazy loud, but you can hear it for sure. But I use it as a kind of a preamp deal. It's insane. Wait till you guys hear this. I'll certainly shoot some vids on this right away. Here's an old Harmony guitar. We might as well do something with this too. I don't know a lot about it. I paid like $2 for it or something on the side of the road. I have the pickup. I think I have this tailpiece too, which might be broke, but it's got the slanted pickup, obviously 80s Van Halen era. Well, we'll do something with it. 1969 Magnus chord organ. Runs on air like a wind instrument. You hear it. Sounds like an air conditioner once you get it going. There she is. So you got chords. If you want to get your like Stairway to Heaven flute sounds or something, there it is. This is definitely in the lineup for some service here. This is a 1977 P-Bass Fender. Really clean, really heavy. This thing weighs as much as a small car. but that's clean for its age. It's got a maple fretboard, which is kind of different instead of having rosewood. I've known the history of this guitar. I know the original owner that bought it new. I know the second owner. I played in a band with him. Then my father ended up purchasing it from him, and I ended up with it in the end, and this is where it's staying. But I'm going to be doing some recording soon, and I want this on the recordings because it sounds really killer. And I can sit in the chair and do it because it's too heavy to stand up with. Honestly, I'll weigh it too. Holy cow, guys, you won't believe it. It's an Anchor. But the sound, I guess, is the payoff in the end. Alright, that's probably going to conclude the lineup for projects for a week or so, at least. Oh yeah, can anybody tell me what this thing is here? It's got some kind of reptile hide on here. And it's got a drum, and there's a bow that's in between the strings. And it's got like homemade friction tuners. I'm guessing Asian, Indian, I don't know. If anyone knows, leave it in the comments. I've always wondered what this was. I really don't know where I got it, but I'll have to get some rosin out. I've got some rosin. We'll see what it does someday. We're gonna do a drum video here soon, guys, but I wanted to add this. If anybody out there knows, I bought this. This was a matching drum that I bought on eBay. It used to be Silver Sparkle. It's a 62 Slingerland matching drum. It's 28 inches. I made it into a kick drum. Excuse me, the head that came on it was this. So if anybody out there wants this head that was in the matching band that lugged this drum around, I'll swap you straight up. I just want another coated 28-inch Ludwig. How's that for a deal? They aren't cheap though, and they're hard to find. Alright, thanks for watching again, guys.